I'll be telling you the best possible morning routine that you can use if you want to change your life right now. If you're in a period of life where you want to cross the wall that will allow you to change forever. The whole point of a morning routine is to make the most difficult and hard tasks happen early in the day when you have the most amount of decision-making power. If you think about your decision-making power as an exponential graph going downwards, that is your willpower. That is the finite amount of discipline that you have every single day that is used up whenever you make decisions, whenever you choose what you're going to wear, what you want to eat, what you're going to do. So if you think about an exponential graph going downwards of what happens when you are losing your brain points, your decision-making power, a reduction in your brain points has an exponential increase in the difficulty of a task. When you have half the brain points, it's not twice as hard, it is 100 times harder. A morning routine is supposed to actually conserve this decision-making power, so the tasks that you actually find important in your life are easy for you. So because they're easy, you can be consistent with it, and because you're consistent with it, you are successful with it. Not only are the tasks that you do in the morning exponentially easier, it is also less stressful, because if you've had your parents tell you to do something, or you have an assessment from school or work, or you tell yourself you're going to do something, but you procrastinate and leave it for later in the day when you have less decision-making power, the difficulty of the task that you're attempting right now is going to be 100 times harder than it was in the morning. And you're either going to procrastinate or barely get anything done. And the quality is not going to be the same as if you'd actually done it early in the morning. So here's a trap a lot of people can actually fall into when they fail at doing the 5 minutes of meditation, when they fail at doing the hour of work that they need to do, or hour of study, or the sprinting, or the gym session. I'm sure you've had this, because I've had this as well. They tell themselves that the next day they're going to do 10 minutes of meditation. No, scratch that. They're going to do 100 minutes of meditation, and they're going to do 12 hours of work, 12 hours of study. You are your number one hater. Like, I'll be honest, if you've done this, you are your number one hater. Like, forget your parents, forget like some friends that you have, you're your number one hater. Because you're basically, what you're doing is you're failing right now, and you're not being able to achieve what you want right now, not because you can't do it, but you're procrastinating. And you're making your future self suffer and do more work than you. You're making your future self suffer. So you fail at the 100-kilogram bench press that you're attempting, and the very next day, right, as a solution, you're like, oh, I know, tomorrow I'll do a 200-kilogram bench press. As if in any world on God's green earth, that is an actual possibility. And so what do? You increase your chances of injury. You increase your chances of quitting altogether. So when you do this, why do you think it doesn't apply for any other thing that isn't the gym? Why do you think it doesn't apply for the meditation or the work? When you fail at doing something or what you said you're going to do, the goal that you have, decrease what you're going to do. Like, I'm sure your little ego's like getting hurt right now, but you have to decrease what you're going to do. So instead of 5 minutes of meditation, you do 30 seconds. Instead of like attempting the 200-kilogram bench press tomorrow, you go for a progressive overload. You see, you have to progressively overload everything in your life. Your brain can also hypertrophy in the sense that you can increase your skill of focus. You can increase your skill of money making. You can increase any skill, but it starts off with you being kind of bad at it. You're gonna suck. And every single day, you're going to get a little bit better and little bit better until you don't suck as much and you're somewhat good, because 30 seconds of meditation consistently for a week builds up the habit of you doing the meditation for the rest of your life. 1 hour of meditation once every 3 weeks builds up the habit of never doing meditation again in your life, because it has been a struggle. It has sucked. Too many people think that discipline is more important. Oh, discipline when you don't feel like it. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But you shouldn't make your whole life miserable for it. You shouldn't make your whole life just this constant struggle, like looking at your shoelaces for 30 minutes because you're David Goggins and like, I don't need motivation. I'm purposeless in the way that I suffer. And it's like, shut up. You want to actually do work, you want to do well, make sure that the things you want to do, you want to do. Discipline is used when you don't feel like it, out of the hundreds of times that you do feel like it. So the whole point is to make sure that the things you want to be consistent with for the rest of your life, you start off small. You're going to get there. You'll get to 200 kilogram bench press. I'm not telling you you won't be able to do anything. I'm telling you, I literally care about you more than you care about yourself, because I'm telling you the truth that if you want to actually get there, the 200 kilogram bench press, the hour of meditation, man, you got to start small. Like, forget the ego, start with the 30 seconds. So the two parts in your morning routine consists of minimizing the number of stupid decisions you make and maximizing the number of good decisions. So in minimizing it, when you sleep early, you avoid the life-ruining things you possibly would do if you went out. You avoid the life-ruining things that you do by sleeping at midnight and trying to wake up at 5 a.m. Do you see what's happening here? You are your number one hater, because when you want to wake up early, you don't sleep early. You just say you're going to will it through existence because you're like built different. But when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? So sleeping early is the key. And when you can sleep early, you have two things that you can do to minimize the number of decisions you make in the morning to maximize the efforts. Number one is to lay out the clothes you're going to wear. And number two is to prepare the day the night before. So with laying out your clothes, what you want to think about is, what are you going to use? Are you going to go sprinting? Are you going to do work? Are you going to go exercise? Prepare the clothes that you're going to wear. Prepare it so that in the morning, you don't even have to think about it. You simply put it on. It's such a good habit, because what will happen is that you'll no longer go, in the morning I'll go sprinting. You'll go, in the morning I'll put on my sprinting clothes. You focus on the step first. You focus on the very first step on the climb to the mountain. So when you're able to actually do this, you make your tasks easier, because number one, you're not making any stupid decisions. Because compare the version of you, right, that prepares the clothes the night before and the one that doesn't, and you're going sprinting, for example. It's a hard task. The one who doesn't do it spends 5 minutes looking for his socks and then just says, forget about it. Let me just scroll on YouTube because, like, I can just do it tomorrow. This isn't my sprinting day. Compare that to the person, right? The version of you who you can be, where you've prepared the clothes the night before and you wake up in the morning and, you're tired, but you still tell yourself, okay, I just got to put on the clothes. That's it. That's it. Now I got to walk out the door. That's it. And before you know it, you've already done like 400 meter sprinting 5 times in the morning and increase your testosterone by 25%. You see, the reason why these things work is because you're being consistent with it. The reason why sleeping early works, and the reason why you should sleep consistently every single day, wake up and sleep at the exact same time every single day, eat the same things every single day, is because when you have repetition in your life and consistency, you signal to your brain that your environment is safe. Because if you think about the opposite, when you don't sleep at right times, when you sleep at irregular intervals and your circadian rhythm is messed up, when you eat random things every single day, you're signaling to your brain, and your body is kind of preparing to run away from a predator. Because when you are sleeping at different intervals, you're telling yourself you're not in a safe environment. You're being chased by something. You're not in a safe environment because your environment is destroyed. Or you eat some different things and you're telling yourself you're not in the same environment that allows you to eat the same things you would. So you're putting yourself in a like caveman survival state where you won't really get anything done. The reason why mankind was able to progress in the last 300 years is because they made sure that they didn't have to worry about the basic necessities. And they wake up in the morning and they don't have to focus on that, but they can focus on the work. And that is what you should do as well. You shouldn't have to go 10,000 years back and literally do nothing for the rest of your life. Make the wall that you have to climb like smaller. Make the wall that you have to climb to like make sure your parents aren't sleep deprived. Like think about that for motivation. Your dad is sleep deprived every single morning. Your parents are suffering every single morning because you've consistently made sure that your future self suffers longer and longer and longer, procrastinating, saying you're going to do it tomorrow, simply because you haven't made the choice now. And the worst part of it all is that you don't lack any sort of ability, you don't lack any sort of intelligence. You can make the split decision to change your life forever right now. And you have a deep, lingering feeling down in your heart that you've pushed down simply because you are afraid. You have to ask yourself what is stopping you. And a lot of the times, it's you. And that's why I'm telling you, you're your number one hater. So in the morning, when you've prioritized all of these things and you've minimized the number of decisions you make, you have one single thing that you have to do, and that is to work. That's it. Work on the thing that you're avoiding, work on the thing that you want to do, work. That's it. But make sure that you actually wake up early. Waking up early gives you like the level of peace that you get. You're in 2021 and it's COVID and you're like choosing what like bathroom to like take the most peaceful shit in. It's like the waterfall or the mountain. That's the level of peace that you get when you wake up early. And look, you can either get that early in the morning or late at night. But late at night, you don't have the same level of decision-making power. So you just cross that out, right? Because it's going to be 100 times harder for you to do the same things. And the very last thing is to intermittent fast. Make sure that in the very first few hours of the day that you don't actually eat anything if your purpose is to focus and change your life. The reason why is because eating something and digesting it is an extremely taxing activity on your body, and you use up brain points and you feel brain fog when you eat, and when you eat carbs especially. So if you're going to work, don't eat carbs. If you're going to work, don't eat cereal. If you're going to work, what I would recommend, this is the secret sauce, to get some sort of hot beverage like a tea or a coffee and stick like a chunk of butter in. That's gonna like suppress the urges, suppress your like satiety so that you can work. Make the decision to change your life right now. And if not, ask yourself why. Why you want everyone around you to suffer, including your future self.